One song, one artist stepping out of nowhere, and a crowd in Tokyo that had no idea what was about to happen. SB19 was mid-performance at Summer Sonic when a familiar face crossed onto their stage. Kento Nakajima, one of Japan's most recognized idols, didn't wave, didn't pose for a quick photo, and didn't leave. He stayed. He joined the choreography for GENTO, moving in sync with the group as if he'd rehearsed it 100 times. For Otten, that was already the kind of moment fans dream about, the kind of clip that gets replayed and dissected the second it's uploaded. But it also opened a much bigger question. Was this a one-time festival surprise? Or the first sign of something between SB19 and Kento that hasn't been announced yet? Because once you line up everything SB19 has been doing in Japan this year, that Tokyo stage suddenly looks like part of a much longer story. Let's back up. SB19's Summer Sonic run wasn't a small appearance. They performed in Osaka on August 14th, then flew to Tokyo for the second leg on August 15th. And this wasn't a P-pop showcase built around their own fanbase. This was one of the biggest multi-genre festivals in Japan, shared with some of the country's most established names, in front of an audience that hadn't necessarily come to see them. That's exactly what made the opportunity so valuable. Every set, in Osaka and again in Tokyo, was a chance to win over people who had never heard the name SB19 before that day. Kento Nakajima had his own set at the same festival. So when he reappeared later, this time on SB19 stage, the crossover caught people off guard in the best way. And then came the song choice. Not something new. Not something safe. GENTO, one of SB19's most performance-driven tracks, built for exactly this kind of moment. That's when things got interesting. Kento didn't hold back. He matched the choreography, matched the energy, and looked like he was having fun the entire time. For SB19's fans, watching a major Japanese idol perform their song on Japanese soil was already thrilling. But there's a deeper layer here. SB19 didn't need Kento to make their summer Sonic run matter. They already had two strong performances of their own, in front of their own growing audience. What Kento's appearance added was something different, a genuine link between two very different corners of Asian pop. And that's exactly why people started asking what happens next. Because this isn't the first time SB19 has quietly built a relationship with a Japanese act before anyone noticed. Remember First? That connection eventually turned into Toyfriend, but it didn't happen overnight. The two groups crossed paths through Dunk Showcase and social media. The artists got familiar with each other, their fandoms followed, and eventually that relationship became Toyfriend. Now look at the pattern forming around SB19 in Japan right now. First, Kento Nakajima. Generations. Starglow. These aren't random, disconnected encounters anymore. SB19 is steadily working its way into Japan's broader pop music conversation, and that shift matters more than any single festival cameo. So here's where we need to separate what's confirmed from what's speculation. There is no official announcement of a song between SB19 and Kento Nakajima. No release date. No confirmed project. Nothing that says a collaboration is actually coming. So if you see anyone claiming it's already locked in, that's not fact, that's guessing. What we do know is simple. They shared a stage. Kento performed GENTO alongside SB19. And the moment clearly caught everyone's attention. But sometimes, that's exactly how these things begin. Kento isn't just another performer who happened to be at the same festival. He already has an established audience in Japan. So if even a fraction of those fans discover SB19 through that performance, that's a completely new audience SB19 can reach. That's the real value of a moment like this. It's not just a fun festival clip. It's a door into a different audience. And SB19 seems to understand that. Their approach in Japan hasn't just been about bringing their existing fanbase overseas, it's been about building actual relationships inside the market itself. That's a slower strategy. It takes longer to show results. But it's a smarter one, because relationships tend to outlast a single viral clip. Kento and SB19 aren't at that point yet, at least not publicly. Right now, there's only one unforgettable performance. But after seeing Kento step into the GENTO choreography, it's fair to ask, could these two share a stage again? And sometimes, that's all it takes to make people curious about what's coming next. Because this moment doesn't exist in isolation. SB19's presence in Japan has been building for a while now, through music, through collaborations, through fan events. They released a Japanese edition of Wakas at Simula. They held their I Was There fan meeting at KT Zepp Yokohama. Piece by piece, show by show, they've been laying down roots in the country instead of just visiting it. So when you place the Kento moment inside that bigger picture, it stops looking random. It starts looking like one more step in a much larger Japan strategy, one that's been building quietly for longer than most casual fans realize. Of course, we shouldn't turn one festival performance into a confirmed collaboration. Artists meet and perform together all the time. But that's also what makes this interesting. We don't know where this connection goes next, and after watching Kento perform GENTO with SB19, fans have every reason to wonder. Because strip away the speculation, and what actually happened is still remarkable on its own. A Filipino group stepped onto one of Japan's biggest festival stages. A major Japanese idol joined them mid-performance, without hesitation, without holding back. And together, they performed GENTO in front of an audience that spans two completely different music scenes. For a few minutes, two different fan bases were watching the exact same moment, cheering for the same performance, for entirely different reasons. And that kind of crossover is exactly what SB19 has been working toward, not just visibility in Japan, but real connections, real relationships, real opportunities. So is something actually in the works between SB19 and Kento Nakajima? Right now, there's no confirmation either way. But after that GENTO performance, it's absolutely a question worth watching. We've seen this pattern before, a simple interaction quietly turning into something much bigger. B first started the same way. Then came Toyfriend. Maybe Kento ends up being just one great memory from Summer Sonic. Or maybe this is the beginning of a connection that's only getting started. We don't know yet. And that's what makes this moment so interesting. But if SB19 and Kento Nakajima ever share a stage again, that GENTO performance in Tokyo is going to look very different in hindsight. Because what felt like one unexpected moment at a festival might actually be the beginning of something much bigger. And SB19's story in Japan? It's clearly just getting started. Subscribe to Vyntra PPOP and stay with us for the next story.